Okay, and Robin Lee is coming up next to join our judging panel. So Robin, thank you so much, Hans. And okay, take it to the next one. Is Frank Dolce from Banter.
Hi, my name is Frank Dolce. I'm a PhD student in Technology Enhanced Language Learning at Carnegie Mellon University. I'm also co-founder of Banter. 我也是一位中文老师，我在大学，我的大学教中文。I also teach Mandarin at Carnegie Mellon. So one thing I kind of started to realize as an instructor over years of teaching Mandarin, and then actually realized in research, was that the 350,000 Chinese students that study in the United States and the hundreds of thousands of students that want to learn Mandarin or work with China have a really hard time engaging with one another. Over half of Chinese students in the US report having one or no American friends, okay? Which sounds astounding until I can send you the stuff for it. But, so what Banter does is we get students engaged in the real world in real time. We facilitate face-to-face meetups between community members, the campus community, based on the interests they have in common. Okay, so it's really hard talking to people you don't know, even within your own campus community. But based on a lot of research we've done in customer discovery, we realize if students know who is in their community, what they share in common with them, whether they're available, and what topics will spark conversation, they're willing to bridge the invisible gap. And so that's what we hope Banter can do. So Banter's backbone is a series of trending topics that are shown to a user as they're going around their day. Think of it almost like Tinder in a sense, but it's the topics that you're swiping through, not people. It's topics, and these topics might be events. They might be articles, they could just be questions or observations, anything of that nature, that are crowdsourced from the community. When you swipe up on any given topic from the series you're seeing, anytime that somebody else within your community also swiped up on that topic and they're proximal to you, you'll be notified and invited to check out their profile page and then initiate either text chat or face-to-face meetup. So our initial market is at Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Pittsburgh, since I'm based in Pittsburgh and I know these communities really well. But having met with people from over 80 universities now to talk about Banter, we've realized it can scale to a lot of places.
Okay, questions?
So the Mandarin translation has nothing to do with this, right? That was just a little bit of background about you.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
My
Wasn't
PhD.
sure. So the context of what you're doing is another social community platform based on subject matter, right? Am I missing something?
Right, but it's about meeting up face to face.
So because they have to. Why do they have to meet face? Who wants to do that?
Well, I would argue that, and I want to do a raise of hands, but I would argue that, so face-to-face meetup, and what I know from linguistics, that's my area, that's the root of language learning, when we think about actual variation. So it's not about having a language tutor, but engaging with a broad range of people in your community. However, also, you have this thing where it's the root of friendship. If we want to have genuine friendships that grow cross-cultural on campuses, we need this. Universities say that engaged students become engaged alumni.
So you just made the point. You're in the friendship business.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
I got it.
what amount of it is geolocal versus self-selection? In other words,
Yeah.
if I'm at Carnegie Mellon, is it because I'm a student that I'm already a part of this and they can sort by topic, do I have to sign up for it, which is an affirmative action,
Yeah.
or is it just geolocal?
Yeah, no, so what we do is we've been working with universities a lot, so like we go in, and it's really easy now that we're only at a few universities to engage with them directly. We're also involved with a lot of nonprofit and governmental groups, so we won something through the Chinese language flagship, and they want to implement us as a language learning tool at their 11 universities. That's the DoD money, that's, there's a lot of support there. But our model in terms of a business model is about curated ads. And I didn't have time to talk about that, but the notion is they're not just targeted, the ads. The notion is that in addition to being targeted, they're also part of what the actual service does. They're curated and they're trending topics themselves that students will talk about and engage about.
Okay, thank you very much. Shi Li from Airto.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
My name is Shi Li. I'm from Shi Li. It is an interactive email company here in New York. We are also a company invested by JetBlue Airways and also Israel Airlines. So if you look at our right now the online digital time spent, you would notice this pattern where we're spending less and less time to downloading and installing new apps because it requires installation. It's very device specific, and it's in the saturated market. At the same time, we realize that every one of us are spending more and more time in the email channel because email is very engaging, it's personal, and it does not require installation. So this paradox created a common ground for Shi Li as an interactive email company to come around. So we're the first company to build an instant app into an email channel. So you probably wonder why two of the airlines put down their real money for the company. Is because their pain is real. Right now, it takes about 40 clicks, 8 page opens for the airlines to engage with their customer online at the check-in stage. So they turn to us and ask us, can you build my check-in application into the email channel so I can just send it over without installation? And that's how we delivered. Basically, when the email is opened, we can streamline all the services such as seat maps, boarding pass into an email, almost like an interactive app in your inbox, and you can pick a seat right from the inbox without having to install anything. So the secret sauce here is the capability of dynamically tracking real-time perishable inventories in the inbox. It means that I can manipulate and change update content in a piece of information sit in your inbox. So think about it. If I can build a tracking application for airlines, I can certainly distribute a seating product for an NBA league, for a concert or events, right? If I can dynamically check a seating status in the email, I can certainly build a parcel tracking status application in your inbox. So when you open the inbox, your online shopping status is automatically updated. Is it on the way to the warehouse? Is it on the way to you? We have filed the patent in more than 30 countries, in Israel, in Asia, and in Europe.
Okay, thank you.
That's us.
Questions?
So I get the perishables, and you're right. I mean, every plane that takes off with an empty seat, hotel room that goes unslept in, is lost forever. Although people that own those things have a limit below which they don't want to go. So far, in that environment, only verticals have really worked. So hotel tonight, I mean, even if you go all the way back to Priceline, they tended to work in one vertical, not others. You mentioned stadiums and arenas, or at least you applied with shows, which is a completely different distribution system. So which are you focused on today to build out the business? Is it, you've got airlines as investors, I assume it's travel related, but Hotel Tonight wasn't able to go into travel, so they were staying in hotels. So I'm curious how you think about that. And then again, shows are completely different animals.
Sure. I'll give you 2 points. One is the concept that Hans mentioned about building an app into a super app, right? Super app takes so much of time. You don't have to install a new app. Where this instant app built into a super app has been proved in Asian markets such as WeChat. That's kind of the concept at high level. And if we divide it by verticals, industries, right? We don't believe every single email should be interactive, should be dynamic. Let's say if I send you a legal contract, of course you and me don't want to change that, right? So I think I had an email exchange with Rebecca. What we really specialize in is the real-time perishable inventories where the revenue management science applies to. You mentioned about the concerts, the airline seatings. They may look like fall apart, but just from a distribution perspective.
Quick question.
Yep.
So I'm on the JetBlue app now. I live on Mint. Are you on this app?
Right. So that's a different animals. For app users, apparently you're loyal to a brand. We're talking about 90% of their customer base that does not download and install the apps, right? So how do you penetrate these demographics? How do you penetrate these customers? Not interested in the States, how about in South America, where people don't use iPhone, right? Your iPhone app suddenly, lost penetrations. These are magic we can bring to the press because everyone, doesn't matter, you're Chinese, you're from, Europe, everyone has
I mean, most of those are just casual users. Most people who are on the app are real business heavy users.
Right. We call it light engagement, which is a consumer behavior when they first engage with you, right?
Okay.
Nobody wanted to engage with you from downloading an app.
Very good, thank you. Thank you very much. So next up is Gabriel Pendleton. AudioStaq. Or Stage or Stack. Okay, you tell us.
Hello everyone, I'm Gabriel Pendleton, CEO and co-founder of AudioStaq, and we're leading the third wave of digital advertising through podcasts. In 2014, the podcast serial released to the world. It will go on to receive over 300 million downloads and enter the Guinness Book of World Records for the most downloaded podcast ever. But in an article in Vanity Fair, the team was quoted as saying, "We knew that we lost millions on day one." And that is because they were selling pre-recorded, baked-in ads that could not be changed ever. If an advertiser wanted to pay more money for their advertising slots, they couldn't do it even if they wanted to. And as a small podcaster, I experienced some of these same issues. So I knew I could solve a problem for a growing market. One that is expected to hit $700 million by 2020, but also position ourselves in this $17 billion market in radio, where over 85% of broadcast outlets are not podcasting because it's just either too hard or not easy to sell. That all was before AudioStaq, our full suite publishing and monetization platform for podcasters and advertisers. Similar to Google AdWords, AudioStaq matches podcasters with advertising opportunities through digital, swappable audio ads, allowing them to leverage their full catalog of shows when an episode is 1 day or 3 years old. Our customers already include the Baltimore Sun, Fox Sports affiliates, and multiple NPR stations. Our goal is simple. We want to reach 20,000 podcasters where we make money on both ends. In addition to our SaaS platform fees paid by small enterprise customers, we take an additional 30% of all advertising revenue. And we're able to do all of this because we have a great team. I'm a former product manager and developer in advertising technology. My CMO and CTO have years of experience in building enterprise solutions and scaling sales teams with companies such as Radio One, Sony Music, and MTV. We have a product, we have traction, and we have a proven team ready to scale. Thank you.
Just quick, you didn't mention anything about your CPMs being so high.
My CPM being so high in terms of podcasts?
Sure, your engagement is amazing, right?
Yes.
And it's the highest CPMs in the industry of most, right?
Yes, exactly. So our CPMs minimum.
Good to mention that.
Yes. Our CPMs minimum sit around $25. They go as high as $100 and $150, depending on the shows that you're advertising on.
Incredible.
So yeah, so there's a ton of profit to be made there. It's a really growing industry. And just last year, we projected that this year would be at $500 million. We've went over that, and so the new projections are that again we'll be over $700 million into the $1 billion in terms of advertising revenue.
Okay, let's move on. Nikolas Schreiber, Hoplite Power.
All right, good evening. My name is Nikolas Schreiber, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of Hoplite Power. So imagine that you're out after work, maybe like tonight at an event, or meeting friends at a bar, or maybe even going to a sports game. You look down to check your phone, and you notice you're low on battery. You start to get this fear, this anxiety, that your phone might not last the rest of the night. You look around to see if you can plug it in somewhere, but you forgot your cable. You remember that you also have a battery, but you forgot to charge that. It's kind of funny that smartphones are tied to so much innovation and so many apps, and they can't seem to last beyond a single day. Does that sound familiar? Well, Americans still rate battery power as the #1 problem they have with smartphones today. And if we look at our target demographic of urban areas aged 18 to 50, we see that there's almost 70 million people that suffer from this issue. And if we look at the market size, that's almost $80 billion a year of a gap that we can fill. So we built Hoplite Power. Hoplite Power is a charge sharing network where you can go to one of the kiosks in our network, rent out a battery pack, plug into your phone, it has the cables built in, charge your phone, take it with you, and when you're done, return it anywhere in the network. So it's like City Bike, but for smartphone charging. Consumers like us because they can use their phones as they want while on the go. Establishments like us because it keeps their staff from getting busy, and they also make a revenue share in the process. Our teams founded this in 2014, and we've kept the team lean as we've worked through all the issues and found the best solution. We built our entire pilot at NY Design's incubator and have gone through the FutureWorks program as well. We've even raised capital and gone through an accelerator in Kyoto, Japan to build the next iteration of our product. We launched our first hub at the end of 2016, and since then have 14 hubs across the market. We have 2,600 rentals to date and have done very well with feedback and consumer usage. We've even participated in 2 events, including New York City Smart Cities and the New York Open at the Nassau Coliseum. From there, we've also raised just shy of $1 million from investors and have built our prototype in-house for the next version.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
So how many battery turns can you do per day per user?
Per unit, we have up to 16 per machine, and that's situated in bars, restaurants across New York City.
Oh no, I mean like each battery pack.
Oh, there are 3,000 milliamp hours, which depending on your phone is 1 to 2 charges.
So how do you ensure it gets charged again, like, and then it gets reused?
So the way that we currently have our pilot is that we installed with pre-charged batteries and basically a vending machine, and that has a separate return bag. The next machine that we have that we prototyped and are working with manufacturers on is a 48 cycle that has internal charging.
And how much do users pay?
It's $3 for 24 hours.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on. Mark Punyanitya.
Oh, you got that right.
PhoenMx.
Hi, I'm Mark Punyanitya, co-founder and CEO of PhoenMx. As a biomedical engineer, specializing in medical imaging, I was shocked to learn when my dad had developed liver cancer and was unable to access his very own medical images, let alone get me involved with the coordination of his care. And he was an orthopedic surgeon. So PhoenMx is commercializing a personalized digital exam where we're measuring the major vital organs and tissues from a whole body perspective, so holistic, if you apply that to technology. So you can consider the digital exam as an augmentation or an enhancement of your annual physical, the employee or executive physical, the professional athlete or sports medicine physical. We are B to B to C across verticals, such as the clinical trials industry, the direct to the imaging facility or radiology department of a hospital, and we have several different use cases for the consumer market. We are software as a service, where recurring revenue is from subscription basis in combination with pay per use. And so, how does it work? You go into an MRI scan based on one of the facilities that we train and ensure the quality, accuracy, and precision, but you get a faster, more accurate, and more comprehensive scan. We offload the images, process them in the cloud, and if you can imagine, by the time you change out of your gown, pay your copay out of pocket, you would receive back from us the patient report, full body fly-through, links to educational material, and you can imagine any AR, VR features or plugins. So we're considering raising 1.5 seed for launching in some early adoption countries, Asia, or regions, right? Asia, India, the Middle East. But we found China to be specifically an early implementation country. My CTO just got back from Shanghai, meeting with the Chinese Academy of Science, bringing over a US university contingent and technology companies, and a range of hospitals. So I'm pleased to announce we've had a signing ceremony. The funds have been committed, and we're now looking to execute on a growth plan of 100 hospitals in the first year.
So I'm not sure that I fully understand it. You're not making MRIs, you're not doing 64 or 128K slice that are systems. You've got an AI or machine learning that looks at the outputs, and like Watson does maybe a better job than humans. Is that, am I getting this wrong? Or?
Different perspective. Rather than the full data download and you take everything else to try to figure it out. This is coming from 20 years of global pharmaceutical clinical trials doing specifically quantitative imaging. So a very biomarker forward approach. We have existing data that would lead to an atlas-based automation algorithm. I'll stay away from the AI, MLDL buzzwords. And our CTO's former Samsung, 4 years in Korea. So this is the ability to very specifically, starting brain, spine, heart, liver, and then the body.
No radiologist involved. This is no human intervention or analysis?
So we have it doesn't have to. We have the strategy for reimbursement, regulatory reimbursement, but for the earlier go-to-market, the ones that are out of pocket, the screening, 23andMe. They're not sequencing the tumor for the oncologist to take it out. They're doing the risk prediction and stratification. So we're looking at two tenets. One being able to do the imaging, as you're talking about, pre-physician to screen.
Well, it's very dangerous. I mean, the context, many of my friends are radiologists, and they tell people never to do that because you will have cancer that won't kill you.
Mm-hmm. So
it will look really bad and kill you probably because you think you're going to die from it.
That is one perspective, but we're using quantitative imaging. So very much looking at, for example, fatty liver disease is the next big silent epidemic. You need to stick in the gut with a needle. We're looking at fat, iron, inflammation, fibrosis in a very specific manner, not can we get a pretty picture.
Okay, thank you very much. Barbara Steele. And right after this, we do have a session with Ms. Ma, so please stay for that. And she's going to be on right after that. And while she's on, our judges will be compiling their scores. And then we'll come back on and announce our two winners. So Barbara, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Barbara Steele. Hello. Great group, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself so that you can connect the dots between the product that we just launched and the company that I am. And my background, my education is in aerospace engineering. What's important about that is that I have worked with very complex software engineering projects globally and worked with teams to have successful launches of those products. The other part of my career has been about digital advertising. So I spent the last 15 years helping traditional advertising agencies go digital, building digital departments, putting their resources together, and servicing their top 100 clients like American Express, Pfizer, Novartis, entertainment brands, Sony, etc. So I have a lot of experience in building digital products. Now, I'm going to tell you how I came up with the concept of my product and get you excited about it. So I was in my office 2 years ago, and a very close colleague came in, a very good girlfriend of mine, and said, look, we're going to go out tonight. We're going to surprise Jenny, our other very close colleague, like I think 3 amigos, and you've got to come out, you've got to come out. And I wanted to, because these are very good friends of mine. I want to celebrate with them. I want to feel a connection with them. I want to maintain my relationship, both working and personal. But my daughter had a school event, so I absolutely could not attend. I spent the rest of the day between meetings on my phone trying to get them a bottle of wine, but I really wasn't sure what restaurant at what time. Or, something that would let them know that I was there in spirit. Couldn't get it done. My business had been developing digital media products, so I thought, well, I can do this, and I did. And the product that I came up with is a mobile application called Clink, and it's all about celebrating, keeping that emotional connection together, bridging distance and time. Now, we jumped in, we built the application. This was the easy part, but what we didn't realize is that to get the features and functionalities that we really wanted for our users, we needed to build a very sophisticated financial platform. And that is what we did. We worked with 2 banking partners to put together the features and functionalities that we wanted in terms of payment and in terms of real-time payout. So what this allows our users to do is come in. Now, I don't have any visuals to show you like the experience that you get, so.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right, well, let's go to the audio then. Any questions?
So it's now.
Yeah.
And when I open it,
So it's like Snapchat meets Venmo with shopping. So you can look at, you create your selfie, filters, all that fun stuff.
send a gift when you can't go.
Then you send a gift. It has a gift value associated with it. You address it to the recipient and all of your friends, share it on other social media channels. They get it. They can either use it with the merchant that you have selected. They can use it with any other merchant, or they can decide to keep a balance in their mobile wallet, which allows our redeem partners to be very happy with the ad spend, or they can cash out to debit, credit, or bank account. So we tried to emulate the analog process of gift exchange, re-gifting, being able to use the money for something else, and also to be able to cash out.
Now, a re-gifting app I need.
This is it.
The re-gifting.
I do that all the time.
That's funny. Okay, thank you very much.